Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubianette. Welcome back. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Going to the movies to watch Bob Marley One Love biopic inspired me to research information about Bob Marley's parentage. Yesterday I posted a short video pertaining to his father, Norval Sinclair Marley. Here is a research I've done on his mother, Cedella Booker. Her formal birth name is Cedella, spelled Sidilla, Editha Malcolm, who was born in Jamaica on July 23, 1926. Specifically, she was born in Roden Hall, located in St. Anne Parish. Her parents were Amara Malcolm and Albertha Wilby, who lived in 9 Mile. According to online articles, her grandfather was a descendant of a Ghanaian slave from Africa. The majority of African ancestry are from West Africa, mainly in Ghana and Nigeria. Cedella Booker was blessed to have a beautiful singing voice. She sang and wrote reggae music.
Well, music to me is music, really. And music is out there, and it is for one to know what you want out of the music or what you want to listen to. Because if you turn on the music and you don't like it, or if what they are saying you don't like it, turn it off. You have control over that in your home. And then you play what you really want or what you desire to hear. Now, I have an album called Smiling Island of Song, and is Jamaican cultural song, and it's for children, recorded, and music for little people.
Music for little people.
For music for little people, records. So, I would love, for the children to be listening to these cultural songs that I, want to establish. You grew up with it and want to keep the fire burning with it in America, that the American children will learn from it and learn our culture also, So that is what the whole song is all about. These are songs that
you grew up with? I mean, your father has an album and your grandmother has an album. These are songs you grew up with?
Yeah, when you was younger, you hear these little music, this is Jamaican culture, like Grandma said. When you was younger, this is the music you hear every day, you just hear, la, la, I want to dance, come and dance with me.
Brown girl in the ring and all that.
And these are the songs that you're introducing to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Carl.
When Cedella was in her late teens, around 16 or 17 years old, she met Bob's father, Norval Sinclair Marley, in 9 Mile. He was a Caucasian Jamaican man with English and Syrian Jewish ancestry. Now, before I continue with this story, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Let's continue. Norval Sinclair was a military officer in the Marines and a plantation overseer. He was a much older man in his 60s. Allegedly, he had inappropriate relationships with a few young girls whose parents worked in the plantation. Supposedly, Norval Marley knew Cedella's father very well. I'm not sure how long they knew one another. However, the great legend Robert Nesta Marley was born on February 6, 1945. After Cedella gave birth to Bob Marley, Norval visited their home seldomly, so Bob Marley did not know his biological father too well. Captain Norval had a daughter, Constance Marley, who is his half-sister. Now, during that time period in the 1940s and 50s, interracial relationships were still taboo. Additionally, Captain Norval, his name was used to address him. He had a strong work ethic, and he placed his business and other family matters ahead of Bob and Cedella. By 1955 and 1957, various articles recorded the dates, said that he passed away from a heart attack. Bob Marley was just a youngster, 10 years old. So Cedella, Malcolm, and Bob Marley moved to Kingston. Specifically, they relocated to a well-known slum with high crime rates. Trenchtown. It was treacherous to live there then, and it still is today. In Kingston, Cedella Malcolm had a relationship with Thaddeus Livingston. He's the father of Bunny Wailer of the Wailers musical band. They conceived a daughter by the name of Claudette Pearl. Sometime afterwards, Cedella Malcolm married Edward Booker. He was an American employed as a civil servant. They conceived 2 sons, Richard and Anthony Booker. Bob Marley was in his adolescent and teenage years by then. Bob Marley, he discovered his musical gifts and connected with his band members, Bunny Wailer and Peter Tosh.
Son, and then I'm coming to you about your father. What do you want us to remember?
Well, the great lyrics that you have laid down, the music, the message, because he wants us to know that we are to get up and stand up for our rights.
I love that. And you say, quickly.
Huh?
That's what he said. He said, we will remember Bob Marley as someone who was able to say what we needed to say through his music. Thank you for being with us. God bless.
During the process of her son's development in reggae music and his fame, Cedella Booker was always supportive of him. They both became Rastafarians who believed in the Afrocentric interpretation of the scripture and Haile Selassie, the emperor. As I mentioned earlier, Cedella Booker was a singer whose songs combined reggae and gospel. She created a few music albums such as Awake Zion, which included spiritual reggae songs, and Smiling Island of Song, an album which highlighted Jamaican culture and heritage. Sometime during this phase, Bob Marley met his wife, Rita, as a young teen. They were sweethearts and classmates. And by the time Rita and Bob were married, she had an older daughter, Sharon, who he adopted. During their marriage, Rita and Bob had 3 children, Cedella, Ziggy, and Stephen Marley. Now back to the topic. I'm not sure the exact date. However, Cedella Booker adopted her grandson, Rohan Marley. He's a son of Janet Hunt. He's well known because of his 15-year or more relationship with the singer, hip-hop artist, and writer Lauryn Hill. They have 5 children together. Now, after Bob Marley passed away from cancer in June 1981, his mother Cedella formed the 9 Mile Music Festival. It is an annual event that takes place in Miami, Florida, which was her new home, in honor of her extraordinary son, Bob Marley's legacy. All attendees were encouraged and are still encouraged to bring canned goods for donation to give local charities. Mrs. Booker was the author of 2 books focused on Bob, his biographies.
Is here today to share with us her story on the upbringing of Robert Nesta Marley, who was actually christened Nesta Robert Marley.
Yes.
With me here is Mother Booker, better known as Cedella Booker. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for joining me. I know it's been quite tedious for you because you've been rushing around.
Yes.
Right, now this book, An Intimate Portrait by His Mother. I think, first of all, I must say it's a beautiful picture.
Yes.
Of you both.
Thank you.
Bob Marley, as we know him, was christened or born Nesta Robert Marley.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the change?
Well, his father gave him that name, Robert. No, Nesta Robert Marley.
Who would you say Bob took after?
Well, I would say Bob took after me. Yeah,
Okay.
I would say that because most of his actions is, that Christianity way in him. I think he get all that from me, I'm sure. Yeah.
Moving on just further back into your history, your mother and father, Bob's grandparents.
Yes.
It turns out that the singing, although you didn't see it at a very young age, it's actually in the family. His grandmother sang.
Yes, my mother, and she used to sing a lot. Then I have my sisters, Ivy and Enid. They are great singers, as much as they are not in, in the public doing any such thing, but they are church people, and they do their singing in the church and all that. But each and every one have, beautiful voice to sing.
Okay.
So I wasn't even thinking of singing to the public myself. But as Bob asked me, he said, Mama, I want you to do a gospel album. And we started it before he left.
Also, she participated in celebrations pertaining to her legendary son in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia in 2005. It would have been Bob Marley's 60th birthday. Sadly, Cedella Booker passed away on April 8, 2008, due to natural causes. In Miami, Florida, she passed away in her sleep at 81 years old. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a million, and stay safe wherever you are.